headlines. Early reports that Hillary Clinton's clot had been found between her brain and skull prove incredibly accurate. Police are doing everything in their power to find and arrest the two men in Oompa Loompa fancy dress who attacked a man in Norwich city centre. Or to put it another way, city cops pull out all the stops in Mission Bumper Oompa Loompa Thumper Stumper. Instead of an anecdotal tune, they left their victim with two black eyes and cuts to his face, nose and lips. He should have just taken the dodgy chewing gum option. As average rail prices increased by 3.9%, the country's train operating companies look for ways to reduce costs. The Work and Pension Secretary, Ian Duncan-Smith, has attacked the tax credit system put in place by Labour, saying it had resulted in a sorry state of dependency, wasted taxpayers' money and fraud. It appears he got the tax credit report mixed up with a copy of the EastEnders end-of-year script. The world's fattest man, Paul Mason, shed an astonishing 46 stone following a gastric bypass op on the NHS that reduced his stomach to the size of an egg. US media are still waiting for Christian Bale to comment on rumours of his demise as Batman. Council trading standards teams have warned revellers continuing their celebrations into the new year to be wary of the dangers of counterfeit vodka. The imported fake vodka can cause vomiting, disorientation, blurred vision and a tendency to tell people just how much you really dislike them. Might be tricky to spot it from the real thing there. The BBC are to be clear about which scenes in their wildlife programmes take place under controlled conditions. The move comes after the BBC was criticised for not making viewers aware that some of the scenes from their Frozen Planet series were actually filmed in a zoo. To make viewers aware of stage scenes, any future series will feature an in-shot logo. Good evening, I'm Dave Storrey, welcome to Newsleak. This week, Professor Stephen Hawking is the unlikely new star of the Go Compare advert. His appearance has inspired an advert warning about the dangers of binge drinking. Sales of printed books slumped in 2012 by almost £75 million, down 4.6% on 2011, according to data from Nielsen Bookscan. The rate of decline slowed slightly, principally because of E.L. James' 50 Shades trilogy, which accounted for 1 in every 20 books bought last year. Bucking the current trend, sales of paper tissues increased by 10%. Ryanair flies into a new storm after a newspaper report claims their pilots are told to fly with the least amount of fuel possible to save money, following 3 emergency landings due to low fuel. Ryanair has strenuously denied the claims and stated that their pilots are allowed to take as much fuel as they deem necessary, providing it is no more than 100 millilitres and carried in a clear plastic bottle. The celebrity Big Brother 2013 housemates have now been revealed. Apparently Joseph Fritzl had been originally included in the lineup, but Channel 5 stated that they want to give the rest of the housemates a fair chance of winning. Armed robbers broke into a Parisian Apple store on New Year's Eve and helped themselves to goods valued at an estimated €1 million. Police have stressed that the criminals won't get far, as most of their booty was loaded with an old version of Apple Maps. A French woman spent New Year's Eve trapped in a locked supermarket. After returning from a visit to the toilet, she found the shop deserted and locked up with the alarm set. It obviously wasn't the Apple store. Sunderland FC are paying David Miliband more money than top French striker Louis Saha. The former Forest Secretary earns £42,000 a week, which is £2,000 more than the footballer. Saha is gutted, complaining that he has never scored a single own goal in his career, whereas Mr Miliband... Over 200 protected parrots have been rescued in Paraguay. The blue-fronted Amazon parrots were rescued as police made 4 arrests. The thieves, facing up to 8 years imprisonment after committing what they thought was the perfect crime, are now trying to figure out who squawked. People watching their weight should take into account the hidden calories in alcohol, a report by the World Cancer Research Fund warns. Their message is, if you want to stay slim, drink less. Oh, and it also reduces the risk of anemia, cancer, cardiovascular disease, cirrhosis, dementia, depression, gout, high blood pressure, infectious disease, nerve damage, seizures, and pancreatitis too. Homeless people have been found sleeping inside graves at a Cambridge cemetery after pushing the stones off the top of the tombs. This discovery goes some way to shed light on how Scotland will meet its new legislated homeless targets within budget. Wealthy moneylender Data Fuj from India has had a shirt made entirely out of gold in an attempt to impress the ladies. Since he had the £14,000 shirt commissioned, the offers have been flooding in, including 80 quid from Cash My Gold and 30 quid plus an Xbox 360 from Cash Converters. That's it for another show. Don't forget to send your news stories and one-liners into the show at the new email address featured in the end credits. I've been Dave Storrey. You've been watching Newsleak. Good night.